everyone, I have a fun little project to share with you today, and this is a recipe box as well as a gift box, and I made this with the early bird collection from Cosmo Cricket, and you can get all of this stuff at Bluemoon Scrapbooking. So right now I'll just show you the outside of the box. This is a Primo flower that I got from Bluemoon, and these are just some chipboard flourishes that I covered with felt, and this is cardstock from Cosmo Cricket, and it's shiny because I covered it in Mod Podge, and the reason why I covered it in Mod Podge was because I wanted to seal the paper. I'm going to be setting this on my countertop during the holidays, so I want to make sure that if something splashes on it or it sets on something icky, it's not going to get absorbed by the cardstock and look yucky. So the Mod Podge acts as sort of a varnish or a sealer. And this little paper ribbon is, this is just a strip of paper that I punched, I used a border punch on both sides for, and this right here is a border strip from the Cosmo Cricket early bird line, and this is what it looks like. So I just cut out one of those and glued it on top of that paper lace that I made. So when you open the box, it opens up like this, and this is the same idea as an exploding box, and I just stuck a little apple in the middle so I can give it as a gift. And when you open it up, it's got all these little files, and this is where I'm going to put my family recipes. So, and I used the early bird cardstock stickers to make the tabs, and I just covered the back with pattern paper. And here are some of the tags that came in the collection, and that's another cardstock sticker. So you open it up, and it's got all these neat little ribbon pockets where I stuck the tags, and you can even make little tiny recipe cards to stick in there or just write them on the paper. So that's what that one looks like. So lots of fun stuff you could do with this project. You can even put candy in the center instead of an apple, or some fudge or Christmas goodies. This actually isn't a Christmas collection, but I kind of made it look like it would go with Christmas, so that was the original idea. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make the box, and it's really easy. You're just going to need, you'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of 12 by 12 cardstock. And right now I'm going to show you how to make the base. What you'll want to do is you're going to want to score your paper at 8 inches and then again at 4 inches. So 8 inches and then 4 inches. And then turn it once and score it again at 4 inches and then 8 inches again. Sorry, my dog is scratching at the door, and Blake is watching Disney movies, so that's what you're hearing in the background. And you're gonna do this 3 more times, and this is gonna be your base. So your base is the 12 by 12 sheet, and your next sheet you're going to do the same exact thing. Take a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, score it at 8 inches and 4 inches, turn it 8 inches, 4 inches. And then you're going to cut off a 1/2 inch off of all 4 sides. And I'm telling you to do it this way instead of trying to figure out the measurements after you cut them to score, because it's the easiest way to get this 4-inch square in the center every time. So your next sheet of paper, you're going to cut a 1/2 inch off of all 4 sides. The one after that, you're going to cut 1 inch off of all 4 sides, and the one after that is going to be 1.5 inches off of all 4 sides. And that's how you're going to get this layered file look, so that you could see some tabs. Okay? Now after you've done that, you're just going to cut all 4 corners out. So you're going to cut a 4-inch square out of all 4 corners, and you'll just cut along your score lines. So continue doing that until you have something that looks like this. And that's what they're all going to look like, and they're all going to get smaller and smaller and smaller so that you have those tabs. And then you can use a corner rounder to round off the corners like I did. So there's your base, and you'll just glue it in the center. Each layer will be glued down in the center only. Now I'm going to show you how to make the lid, and I'm going to do this on pattern paper so you can see how this is done. Now the side that you want to be the outside of the lid is going to be face down when you're doing this. So first what you want to do is make an X, so you're going to fold it diagonally twice, just like that, and try to make your folds as precise as you can, because you want to have a nice sharp box. Okay, so now I've got an X. Next what you want to do is you want to take the corners and you want to fold them into the center of your X. Just like that. And you're going to do that with all four corners. And this part is sort of important. You want to make sure that you pay attention down here and that your paper is butted up right up against that other paper. So you have a nice fold with no gaps. And on this last fold, you may have a gap on one side, but that's okay because it's going to be folded in. But usually you won't as long as you follow that one rule that I told you. Next, you're going to take one side and you're going to fold it into the center. Oops. And you may need to use your bone fold for this because this is where the paper starts to get real thick. And do the same thing on the other side. And then you're going to open it up and do the same thing with these sides. So take those and fold them in. Okay. And same thing on the other side. Now you're going to open up one side, or two sides, just like that, and you're going to bring these sides up so it looks like a tray. So you see how that looks there? Now here's the tricky part, so you really got to pay attention. So when you bring up the sides, just fold them down and then reinforce your scores all the way down real quick. Okay, now lift those sides back up, and right here is where it gets really tricky. If you look right here, you'll see this little flap. You're just going to take that and you're going to bring it, push it in like that with your finger, and then bring this up like this. And if you could see, what it's doing is it's kind of, and it'll do this on its own for the most part. So now I'm holding that wing down and I'm just scoring that, or burnishing that fold. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So on the other side I have my little tray and I'm taking that wing, just like this, and I'm pushing it in. And as I'm doing it, I'm pushing that paper down, and then I just bring it down just like that. And I'm making sure that my side lines up nice. And then you're just going to score that fold. And you'll get this once you start doing it. I know it's kind of hard to see on video. Okay, so now I've got that. And it kind of looks like little diamonds. There's a diamond here and a diamond there. That's what you want. And then you're just going to fold this down. And then bring this down and then score that fold as well, so it's nice and sharp. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So on the other side, I'm taking that little wing and I'm pushing it in just like that. And then setting it down and folding it. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now I've got those diamonds again. And then you're just going to take this and fold it in like that. And you don't have to tape these inner flaps down if you don't want to, because they'll stay just like that. So there's the lid to your box. And we'll just pretend that I have little tabs in there. And you'll pull up the sides like that and stick your lid on there. Then you've got a neat little recipe box. And that's how I got this. So I hope you guys liked it, and don't forget you can get all of these goodies at bluemoonscrapbooking.com. I'm pretty sure they don't sell apples, so you might want to go to the grocery store and get your own. But there's my little recipe box. Thanks, guys.